I should carry this around and call this a pet control. That'd be so cool.
I mean, these days,
Hey, you're using your profile.
I will, right? On my phone.
Oh, really?
Like everything that I do.
You know who will take it seriously? You just throw it at any girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Evil.
Okay. Then yeah. I'll throw it at anybody.
No, it's not mine. I just found it here.
Oh.
I just found it here also.
I call it my pet cockroach.
It will move in a while.
Okay, then we put evil. Cool but evil.
Oh, that was nasty. That was nasty actually.
You're putting it in the food, yeah?
No, I tried to.
Bobby.
Hi, welcome back. Hi. You went to the big data. You go big data meeting? No.
I didn't go.
Okay. Big data was in. Okay.
Nah, big red. You know what?
Oh, that's very nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. We got Django developer here.
Who's Django?
Do you like Django?
Huh?
Here's a Django developer.
This is a Django developer.
Here's a Django developer.
But it's still like this.
This weekend there's a Python meetup.
Yeah, I saw the event.
You already see two of them.
Oh, these two, yeah.
No, you essentially see around 20% of them. The top brand. Not top people. Okay, top people come around 10. But our event can easily reach 5, 10 technically.
Ah, thank you.
You owe me one.
I owe you one.
Wearing your favor.
Okay. I left my voucher in the office.
This is voucher.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I just self-learned.
I wish I did, but I don't. I work just across the river in the North Tower Mid Valley. Yeah, I work in a Tricor. Same building as Oracle Malaysia.
Tricor is a software.
No, they're actually an accounting sort of firm, but they actually wanted an IT department. So they bought over the company that I'm working with.
Is it IT?
Yeah, I work with Sanity. Yeah, we're still looking for people. So if you know any people who don't really like working with you, then you can forward them to us.
I think you find a lot of people here.
Okay,
Yeah, maybe I'll pitch later.
10 o'clock, is it?
yes, I can get a doctor.
Agenda today, actually.
There's no agenda actually.
Oh, right.
It's a surprise.
Oh, is it?
Only Felix here knows the agenda, and Wuhan. Only both of them will know the agenda.
Also,
Because we figured out if we post the agenda, people may not come.
True.
So we just want the people to still come and see for themselves. And if it's interesting, stay. If it's not interesting, go.
Fair enough.
you guys have been around for quite some time, right? Yes, but only this year, I tried to make the meetup.
But since I'm working nearby here, so
Wait, so you're part of the organizers?
I'm part of the committee, but I sit in the moderation, Facebook, board and all that.
Compared to Rails community, right? So what do you do?
I was.
I'm an open source technology specialist.
Okay.
community-wise,
basically-
people participating.
Yeah, but basically right now I'm involved with web development
See.
Also because there's somebody that actually write
projects.
for real.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's like a freelance thing, or do you?
It was freelancing. It was freelancing, and then now it's full time.
So it's with Tricor, or do you work for
I work for Sanity,
Sanity?
which is acquired by Tricor.
Right,
So
right.
technically, I work under Tricor, but I work under Sanity. It's kind of confusing right now. It's kind of like when YouTube got bought over by Google. So yeah.
I'm more like I think Kamal got hired actually. Kamal got hired. A lot of us here got hired. Yes. Not so much company. I mean, sexy what these guys they are, but they're not real fashion shop. So it's different stuff. So I come to this more tech guys. A lot of them for companies. So we got actually here, I've got office buildings, Stage the accounting software. Stage the factory software. So yeah, something more compared to real estate.
Yeah, because like I learned Python because I think the language is very nice.
Yeah, I think it's okay lah. I think it was
Right.
some.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
Great, great.
But it was something that
I actually wanted to ask you something.
Ask me about the
Ask you about hyper video.
So much more
hyper video. Is it a video format thing?
I want to say
No,
that
it's basically
not
about
international.
in a video where the metadata is stored, so you can get information about which place it was shot and who's the character inside the video, things like that. Because I know you are an awesome programmer. You can play a word on it, and I have a
Everybody's rushing for the goal
Hyper
line.
video. I haven't tried that actually, honestly.
I also that
So you have no idea on how does the thing go
Not yet.
yet.
Soon.
Okay. You can Google it out, you can check it because recently I met a guy through Webcamp last time and he was working on hyper video stuff but he don't have any team. He had actually had a team but there was some fraud involved. Somebody scammed them for some money, paid him some money, took the money from investors and then ran away. So the team is all broken. But I sat up with that guy, he showed me presentation and stuff. It seems like a very legitimate idea if a team can be gathered.
Okay.
I mean, I just wanted to ask you if you can help in this regard, in this section.
I haven't encountered hyper video at all, but it's a good opportunity.
Okay, so
I just started working in the company.
I remember last time you were giving something about on big data in a big data meetup 2 months ago. You were giving a talk on
The big data,
Hadoop.
yeah. Not Hadoop, Cassandra
Cassandra,
and Mongo.
So, because this project involves actually big data.
Okay.
So, but honestly speaking, I am not a programmer or a tech guy. I just came out with this idea and someone told me they are working on it. So I told them I will see if I can get together a team of people who can work on this idea.
So your project name is Hyper Video.
You can say that we haven't finalized any name yet.
I am a bit interested. Yeah, I am a bit interested. But the thing is, I just started working, so things might be a little difficult for me right now. But I am interested.
So can I include you in the circle with the other guy who is actually working in it? So maybe he can talk to you sometime.
Yeah, add me on Facebook.
Alright, I'm already subscribed to you, man.
Yeah, and just message me.
Okay, so I will ask that guy also to get in touch with you if you guys can share anything on your end.
Yeah, and then after that, I'll give my contact information and things like that. Yeah.
Alright, man.
No worries.
No, it's just some idea that came up because these days if you see YouTube have gone very interactive in its ways. You can go on timeline, see with the
Yeah, yeah, okay.
so I don't think it's very far that one day you will log into YouTube and you can get this function also on YouTube.
Definitely.
So this is something that I think can be helpful in the future if we can do something about it.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Bro, have you used salary before?
So right now what are you working on in the company?
I work on client projects and other things.
What's the point of okay? I know salary is kind of like batch process file
PHP stuff.
make sure that you don't load your front end server.
So
Right?
far, okay. A little overloaded, that's why.
Salary on the backend panel.
Yeah.
I'll just go there and see.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Nice seeing you.
Yeah. No worries. I'll go plug in my laptop. So, Windows fella, first time using the Macintosh. So, I still call it a laptop and I still call it a PC. So this share on the conference.
Yeah. Fun. I miss this stuff.
Yes, you should try this. Okay, so this will be that will be one of the videos is this the message
But you're looking for people, or you're looking to work with people?
More like a network with other developers
That can
to
go.
like problem I can pass around ideas.
Come to this weekend's meeting.
This weekend, yeah, I think I need to come.
Python, no. And Amazon also, and Google Apps, I think they'll all be there.
Google App Engine.
More of Amazon Australia, the person. Woohoo! Oh, it's a lot of electric leakage.
Sorry, man. No worries, man.
Let's go. Time is money.
Is it deep hack or deep hop? Deep hack. Deep. I think the code entry would be deep hacks. If you like metal band, it would be deep hacks. Chopra. See, deep hacks. Chopra. Chopra.
If Oprah was married to me, she could be Oprah Chopra.
She should get married to you. She doesn't know what she's
I
doing.
asked her, but she
Blake Griffin suggested a miracle. What would you suggest for the back of the band to get that kind of 70s Scooby-Doo picked out feel?
actually I suggest a starscape for the Milky Way galaxy, and then beyond that Andromeda, right to the cosmic horizon, 27 billion light years away, where galaxies are tumbling into the unknown but faster than the speed of light because of dark energy that's ripping space apart.
Dark energy is ripping space apart?
Yeah.
Do I need to get freaked out about that?
No.
Who are you?
Like you, I'm a luminous stardust being that has become self-aware, and we are two pieces of stardust that are having a conversation. But that is just a space-time event. Our real nature is beyond space and time.
What did you call me, a luminous stardust being?
With self-awareness.
With self-awareness? I'm a luminous stardust being with self-awareness?
That's it.
That's awesome!
Yeah. You're the universe looking at itself.
I'm the universe!
You are.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's the nicest thing that anyone has ever said to me before. And is that real nature of who we are? Would you call that a soul?
Yes, you got it. This is the dream that the soul is having. We are in each other's dreams right now. Most people are living in the world of thought, and thought is either about the past or the future, so they're never actually in the gap between the thoughts. If you could go in that gap, you'll be really where you belong, which is
In the gap between the thoughts. I'm going to try and be in the gap between the thoughts during this interview.
yes, if you're in the gap, you see the see, that's the problem. You don't have to do anything. When you do, you get out of the space. The gap between the thoughts is the windows, the corridors, the transformational vortex to the non-local mind, which is who you really are.
Well, the Prophet Muhammad has said to have said, this life is but a dream, and on death we awaken.
It's true that we could awaken if we wanted to in this dream right now.
Okay, let's awaken.
All you have to do is be mentally say to yourself, I. Mentally.
Sorry, I can't hold it inside.
Then you're screwed.
You're known as a spiritual leader, a spiritual thinker, but you started as a man of science. How did that transformation happen from a med student in India and in the United States?
When I started seeing patients, I realized that you could have two people who had exactly the same illness, saw the same doctor, got the same treatment, but could have completely different outcomes. So I realized that our mechanistic, reductionist approach in science, which treats the body as a machine, wasn't really accurate.
So many people say, I believe in God, I believe in science. How would you answer that?
God is physics, chemistry, mathematics, and quantum mechanics all rolled into one. So life is biology, right? You agree? Biology is biochemistry. Biochemistry is chemistry. Chemistry is physics. Physics is quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is mathematics. And mathematics is in consciousness. It's the eternal mind. We are God's dream in the nanotechnology workshop.
You're seriously a deep thinker. Can you define happiness in 10 words or less?
Happiness is divine discontent.
Divine discontent is happiness?
That's the creative impulse. Because if you were truly happy, yesterday, there would be nothing to do. You would be doomed to eternal senility. So divine is the only discontent and the creative impulse. Be happy.
And that is really what divinity is about, because the God is the creator.
That's very well said.
Is creation. So when you create, you write a book, when I play a weird character, and interview someone that then I'm releasing the God that is within you.
That's the creative impulse of God in you. Yes, correct. Absolutely.
YouTubers, Deepak defines happiness in 4 words. Happiness is divine discontent. You really could have done that one too. Divine discontent. You try it. Define happiness in 10 words or less in the comment section below. Give it a for realty try. Let's see, I'm going to read through all of them. Okay, ready, go. Can I wrestle you? I am sitting on Deepak Chopra.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Divine discontent. Divine discontent. Secret to happiness. Good evening, welcome to Webcamp, the Halloween edition. Thank you all for coming tonight. I guess you guys are here because there ain't no Halloween party for you.
No, I've already been to one.
Well, thank you guys for coming. Take some time off braving the storm of darkness and coming here to hang out with a bunch of web geeks. Please, again, give a round of applause for coming back. For those of you standing out there, do come and find somebody who's not that stinky and sit next to them so that you don't crowd the back. Quick show of hands, how many of you are first-time webcampers? This is the first time you're here at Webcamp. Wow. Welcome to Webcamp. Please give it a round of applause. So, for the benefit of the new people, so Webcamp is a monthly meetup, persistently, stubbornly, every month, last Wednesday of the month, of web designers, web developers, web entrepreneurs, people who use Facebook a lot, people who use Twitter a lot, people who are on Facebook really a lot. Well, welcome. And what we try to do is get a whole bunch of the same people as per previously to come and talk and share with you knowledge, wisdom, not necessarily in that order, or basically just come and blow their horn and then you get to throw tomatoes at them if you don't like them. If you like them, then you sort of like, hang out with them a little bit more. So, I hope everyone's got name tags on. For this evening, so we're doing an ice break, one of the most popular parts of Webcam. After this is downhill. And for those of you new, Webcam is entirely unrehearsed and extremely random. I just made all this shit up like literally 5 minutes ago while I was playing that video. So for tonight's icebreaker, we're going to do something interesting. Basically, everybody please stand up and scan the room, right? I hope that you make new friends tonight. Potentially your new co-founder for your awesome hot shitballs $1 billion acquisition startup. Or maybe you might find your soulmate, I don't know. Or somebody you might want to marry someday, or not, or people you don't want to hang out with ever. So scan the room, all right? Don't all look at the girl. Girls, don't all look at the girl, alright?
This one.
Try to scan and say, okay, which guy is not that scary and I want to hang out with them for a little bit. So what you're going to do is that you're going to approach them, right?
Actually, there are two.
Make eye contact and basically say, hi, my name is this, I do this for a living, and for Halloween, I actually wanted to dress up as a what? and why. And then after that, the other person say, oh, hi, I am so and so. This is what I do for a living. And for Halloween, I would have dressed up as what and why. And then if you like each other, you can talk a bit more. If you don't like each other, then you go, oh, you're a bit too much for me. I'm going to talk to somebody else. Okay? And then the guy who's receiving the rejection, like, oh, it's okay. I accept, I respect you for who you are, and I respect your time. Please go and find somebody else. Okay? Your objective, your mission tonight is to meet 3 interesting new people that you don't mind hanging out with in a not so scary way. Okay, is that clear? Okay. What you do, your name, if you didn't write it down there, and what you would have dressed up as in Halloween and why. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go for it!
My name is Sid. Nicholas.
Yes.
Alright, so what would you dress up for?
Well, I was supposed to dress up as Harry Potter, but I didn't have the time. So I went.
Like Harry Potter?
Yeah, actually, that's why I really wanted that, but I couldn't find the materials in time, so I dressed up as Guy Fawkes. V for Vendetta.
Like last week, was it a party?
Yeah, there was a party in my company.
Oh, I see. What company do you work at?
I work as a web developer and open source specialist in Sanity Tripod.
Oh, okay.
Sanity Tripod. Yeah, I don't have my business card yet because I just started work from the 1st October.
I see. Wow, that's pretty cool. Like 1 month ago. How's the new workplace?
Very fun.
Yeah?
Very happy.
That's good.
It's like working in Disneyland a little bit.
Really? Tripod. I looked it up. I haven't really heard of that company before.
TricorMalaysia.com or something. They've got several branches all over the world. Yeah.
Interesting. So you do, you're an open source developer?
Yeah, but at the moment I do PHP projects. But soon we'll be branching out to other
Shall we like go and so define
3 people at least, I think. It can be more. Yeah, realistically a lot. Yeah.
I'm dressed up.
Are you dressed up?
Yeah, Ghostbuster.
Okay. Party.
You guys know each other?
Yeah, we know each other.
This is my Halloween costume.
The blob. Hi.
Nicholas?
Yeah.
Edwin.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm a open source specialist in a company called Sanity.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I work in a company that just got acquired by them.
I see. What company is that again?
Tricor Sanity.
Sanity.
Yeah.
So is it like
Web development, a mix of internet business, web.
I see. I was previously in advertising.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I'm a graphic designer, a director.
So I know how advertising is like, yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. I just quit my job recently.
Are you looking for a job?
I am sort of looking, but I'm doing freelance as well.
Would you like to, we are still looking for people.
Oh, is it?
Well, for today.
We definitely have to check it out.
Sanity.com. I can write it down for you. Yeah.
Oh, I just key in now.
Yeah. SENTEDI.com. Yeah, check them out. Check us out. Very nice, very entertaining company, very fun. You work there, you like working in Disneyland with flexible hours and all that.
This is my old name card. The website is no longer available.
Okay.
But there's my contact.
So your number is there.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I might give this to my boss also. Yeah, we really need people. Graphic designer, UX designer, programmers, everything. Because the project I'm in, only two of us.
So what kind of project have you done?
I used to work in that online advertising. I used to do big databases. But now I do work with projects, like client projects.
Do you do like applications?
Yeah. Web applications.
Is it like a big? What's the size of it? What's the size?
The total size of the tripod is I think about 300 over people. 300 over people.
300 people.
More or less. But the size of the company that I work in, because they got bought over, the size of it is around maybe 17 people.
Oh, I see.
Some of them are freelancers. So when you come into work, you can say, I want to freelance, then okay. Or I want to work part-time, then okay also. Anything is possible.
Actually, me and my friends are working on a mobile app. It's basically like a food application. So we are looking for people who can actually program the app itself. Because we are all not programmers.
You might want to check out the Android group and Coco group. They are all on Facebook. If you go through one of us, you will eventually come across them. Code Android and Coco. iPhone and Android. And you can also go into Windows because they are making for a phone. 8 ringgit, $8 only now. For this week only. 8 $8 for the Windows marketplace.
You actually look for all these things?
No. To register there as a developer.
To register as a developer.
Usually $99 1 year.
Nice meeting you.
Yes. Hi, welcome to Webcamp.
You again. Hello.
Hi.
From UX, right? From UX.
Yeah.
Having problems, I still posting on Webcam or UX. Any progress from that?
No, not quite, but a little bit of progress, yeah. There's a little bit now, yeah.
Is this an icebreaking session?
Yes.
Before this, what was going on? Just introduction.
Big data.
Okay. How many speakers we're going to have today?
I don't know. Only those two people know.
Yeah. The main people.
Yes.
Do we have to wear that?
Get them from outside.
One people from Sabah very good ideas, but no one is joining, so
I'm also looking at social stuff. So that when people have ideas, good ideas, so like the ideas, let us try to help you. Like noise, I mean, it's a big cost.
Alright, welcome back.
Noise and area. And then
We are ice breaking now, so yeah. I think you've been here before, right? This is a normal. Very nice. Be careful. Yeah. My wires. Okay, never mind.
She realizes like there's an overload of guys.
Yeah.
Weirdest. Who wants to share like the weirdest costume?
Me.
Yeah, what is it?
I want to be Wuhan.
No, not weird. Join the queue. No, no. Everybody's like quite normal. What?
Cockroach breeder.
Cockroach breeder?
You sicko.
There's money to be made in that, by the way.
Cockroach breeder.
Cool. Alright, so anybody found their soulmate, co-founder? Gonna start a startup right now?
Yeah.
Alright.
No, I'm looking for people actually.
So that's me. Uh, that's what I normally look like. I'm in costume.
Oh really? What's orange?
Any feedback about webcam? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing every month? Shoot me an email, or you can tweet me, or you can Facebook me, or you can find out more about me if you have a lot of money and want to hire me to design and UI. Allegedly. Some interesting stats. So face. Oh shit! Hold on. How do I scan this thing? They should make these apps easier to use, right? Overscan.
Time's ticking.
Am I wasting your time? You can leave. So Facebook main group, it grows 1,775 members now. Growth has shrunk somewhat because I deleted a lot of supermodels. In case you're wondering, I think about 300 supermodels I deleted. Wow. Jobs still many. How many people here are looking for a job, for a tech job tonight? Obviously, right? How many of you are hiring for a tech job? Like, yeah, obviously, right? So, wrong place.
Urgently.
Soapbox, where we trap all the honeypot, all the MLM people, growing as well. And UX Malaysia, we got UX Malaysia dude. Say hi. There you go. 96 people. How many here are like up for hire? Like none, right?
Mostly, I think now.
Cool. So webcam, again, a whole flood of people came in. How many first-time webcampers here tonight? Ooh, wow, shit. So there's Bad Jam, can't find your place. Waiting. Sam here. So tonight we're gonna embrace the zombie apocalypse. We're gonna have 4 speakers tonight. I hope they're okay. If they're not okay, too bad. If they're great and stuff, well, awesome lah. And for the new people, so that's our typical format. I basically arm twist our local tech people and say, hey, give a talk lah, you know, and they pull something out of their ass hat and then they make a presentation. So the way we do things is that I hope that the talks teach you something or there's knowledge to share or whatever. And if not, do feel free to shuffle, grab some cookies and shuffle to the pantry area, grab a drink. Don't laugh too loud and stuff. If you see any spirits, I mean like these spirits, don't help yourself to them. It's ours. And then come back in and see what's the next talk about. So tonight I got 4 speakers. Each talk will be on 15 minutes. So those of you who are like planning to like just Skype in between and stuff, 15 minutes of time frame. I need a timekeeper. You got a timekeeper? Okay. So speakers, look at him. When he starts taking off his clothes, it means that time is
As if I would do that.
basically, like the glasses drop means 10 minutes is off. Shirts off means.
Oh yeah, we need paper to.
Yeah, I know we need that. So please maintain eye contact with him about your timing. All right. So without further ado, please put your hands together and welcome our first speaker for this evening, who is here, obviously. Please give it up for Andy Tell. Chief Invasion Officer of iProperty.com.
That looks really
So
good.
he has a lot hanging on the line in terms of like how he presents tonight. So no pressure, right? Yeah. Okay. Is that you? That's you, right? Is that you? That's
bubble gum and peanuts.
I don't know how.
Do you want to do rotten teeth or bubble gum and
So
peanuts?
I'm going to set the slides up.
Yeah, that'd be
And
great.
then you
You need to take that off.
take it.
Yeah.
Follow me. You made it so easy for me.
Excellent. That was 10 years ago, though, just in case you were wondering.
You look better.
I'm rocking the V-neck tonight on the behest of the Malaysian Education Minister.
There you go.
Gosh.
The laser and the forward and back. You got the pointed laser.
Point the laser.
Issue. Give it up for Andy Kelp.
Hi, neighbor. So I'm nothing to do with these guys, just up front. So in case anyone wonders why I'm talking about them, I'm not getting paid to. They probably should. So when the replay of this goes and I'll send it to AWS, I'll be demanding my fee. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Amazon Web Services, what it is, why you might want to use it. Before I start, does anyone use AWS? Okay. Does everyone else know what it is? Some? So AWS, Amazon Web Services, started about 10 years ago, actually. 2002, Amazon Web Services first started, but their first publicly accessible web service was called Simple Storage Service. They released that in 2006. Soon followed that with some others around 2006. So, it's been going for 6 years. It's been around for quite a while. But it's only, I guess, in the last probably 2-3 years that it's really started to take off and achieve critical mass. Number one cloud service provider in the world. Estimated earlier this year they have around 450,000 servers which power their infrastructure. And there's a whole range of things that they do. And I also want to talk about how we're using Amazon Web Services and our experience with it. So a bit of background about us. We run some websites which have lots of people visiting them. And we run those currently off a bunch of servers which are hosted here in KL up the road. And we're starting to move services over to Amazon. And there's a few reasons for that. One is cost, one is flexibility. There's various reasons we've decided to go down that path. So our first foray into Amazon Web Services was probably about a year ago. We started looking at Simple Storage Service. So for those who don't know, Simple Storage Service is basically a big disk somewhere in the internet which you can store stuff on. You can also deliver content from there. So for our business, we have property classifieds. We have lots of images that we serve up of houses and condos and offices and the like. And that set of images is growing all the time. So for us, we were storing those on a NetApp, a network disk. And we found that we were starting to run out of space. So we had two choices really. One was that we buy more disk shelves. The other is that we look at alternative storage options. The problem with buying disk shelves is that you buy them in multiples of terabytes. So if you've got a few terabytes of images and you're starting to run out of space, then you need to buy a few more terabytes, which is great. It means that in 2 years, 3 years' time, you'll still have lots of space. But it also means that you're paying for something which you're not using. So your demand curve is very, very lumpy. Your demand curve is smooth, but your supply curve is very lumpy. And you end up with the problem of either undersupply, because you haven't grown capacity fast enough, or oversupply because you've bought the capacity and you're not using it. So for us, S3 was a way that we could move all those images out, keep them in fairly cheap storage, and actually deliver them directly to clients. So we use that S3 for delivering static content. We actually serve a lot of our CSS and JavaScript through S3. And in front of that, we're using CloudFront, which is Amazon's CDN service. So they've got various servers all over the world where they're serving out content. For us in this region, Hong Kong and Singapore are the two closest ones. So we actually get to serve our images through that, and it's very, very cost effective. And I won't give you the raw numbers, but
it's probably fair to say that when we compare it to our other CDN, which we use, Akamai, it's significantly cheaper. And one of the other advantages we've found with CloudFront is also streaming video. And streaming video is, particularly in the property industry, something which is starting, a lot of agents and developers are really wanting to provide video content. For us, streaming that to Amazon is easy because they've got the various streaming servers already there, ready to go. You just upload the file and point it at it. It's also cheap because you're using, the bandwidth you're using is the bandwidth that you pay for. So typically bandwidth, if you're hosting with traditional providers, you pay for a pipe. So if you're using 10% of that pipe, it doesn't matter, you're still paying for 100% of it. Whereas here with AWS, if we do 1 gigabyte of data transfer, we pay for 1 gigabyte. So particularly for streaming, when you're not doing it all the time, if you're doing it in bits and pieces, it's actually very cost effective to do it through AWS. So that was our first kind of foray into Amazon Web Services, was I guess the easy stuff. And S3 really is, it's very easy. There's various command line tools, browser-based tools, desktop tools, for getting the stuff up there, and then it's just pointing the URL, and it's really that simple. The next kind of place we decided to start doing, to use AWS was on some of our commodity services. And for me, commodity services are those things which just you need to do, but they don't really add any value to your business. You just got to get them done. So the classic one for me of that is DNS. So when I first started on a property, we were hosting our own DNS servers, and that was painful. It's really not something I want people to, my team to be doing. So we moved it over to Ultra, who are a fantastic provider, got lots of good things to say about Ultra. But then Amazon came into the picture and said, hey, we're doing DNS now. Come and have a look at this. We're charging 50 cents for a zone. Right. Oh, interesting. So I did some maths the other day, and yeah, I mean, Route 53 costs us about 53%, sorry, 53? 5% the cost of Ultra for the same service. So again, bit of a no-brainer, that we move a lot of our DNS over there. And the other really nice service, which is I class as kind of a commodity, is email sending. So we send a lot of emails. Anyone who's a subscriber to iProperty probably realizes we send a lot of emails. Sorry, nothing I can do about it. But we use SES, Simple Email Service, for some of our sites. The reason we do it, it's easy. You don't need to code for it. You can use their APIs for it. You can just treat it as a SMTP host and send stuff through it. And you don't need to worry about the deliverability of it. That's all managed by Amazon for you. If you're running your own mail server, you need to get a lot of things right about reverse DNS, about what ports are open, and all sorts of things to stop your mail server getting blacklisted. With SES, no need to worry. It just gets done. So after the commodity, we then started to move into, I guess, more of the meat and potatoes of what Amazon does. And EC2 is really, I guess, the base unit of a lot of the additional services that Amazon offer. EC2 is essentially a virtual machine in the cloud. And the reason that EC2 for me is a real plus is that you've got instances there which they come and go whenever you want them. So you don't have to spend that time managing the hardware. And there's some really good stories which, if you ever get the chance to listen to a guy called Werner Vogels, who is Dutch, he's the CTO of Amazon. He tells a really nice story about a brewery in Belgium around the turn of the 20th century. And this brewery, they had a bunch of people working there, 12 people, who were just running electricity generators so that the brewery could do its business. And this is before the time that mains electricity was readily available. So they had to employ people just to make electricity so they could brew beer. So as soon as the utility companies came along and said, hey, we can plug you into the mains and you don't need to run your own generators anymore, they jumped at the chance. These 12 people who were previously generating electricity could now go and brew beer instead and actually add value to the business.
So this is really where computing is starting to go. Is becoming a utility. I don't want to employ people who sit there managing servers, worrying about networking, worrying about replacing disks. I'd much rather do that at the scale that Amazon does that, have them do it for me. What it does mean, though, is that you're operating at a different level of abstraction. So instead of worrying about hardware and, oh no, the machine's gone down, we better replace the motherboard, we better replace the power supply, whatever it is, you're worrying about a different level of the system, and you have no access to that. So a machine goes down, you really have no idea why it's gone down. So you have to think in a different way. You have to assume that your instances are fragile, and you have to be able to recover from that. So instead of debugging an instance when it crashes, your default recovery is to spin up a new one and get on your way. Don't worry about the dead one, just turn it off. You stop paying for it, start a new one. So what it does mean is that you need automation. You need to be able to rapidly rebuild your environment and be able to cope with that. Because if you're treating it like a standard server where you assume it's always going to be there, you're going to be in trouble because eventually it will disappear whether you want it to or not. So you get the benefits of not having to manage the hardware, but you also have to start to change your perceptions of what you're dealing with. And one of the other services we've found very, very useful is RDS, which is basically another level abstracted from that. So RDS stands for Relational Database Service. So you can run MySQL, you can run Oracle, you can run SQL Server, and you don't have to worry about installing an operating system, installing the packages, anything like that. It's just a service that you use. So if you're a web developer, if you're writing in PHP, you want to connect to a database, you don't have to worry about setting that database up. You just fill in a form and your database appears. And again, it means that you end up sacrificing some level of control for the flexibility and the benefits of not having to do it. So it's another level of abstraction built on top of EC2. So right now we're running one of our primary sites on EC2 and RDS. We're about to migrate a few more. They're just in testing at the moment. And you can run Linux on there, you can run Windows. So most of our sites are kind of a mix of Windows and Linux. So for us, it's a great environment for running our sites. And then in recent years, I guess Amazon started to really build on top of this basic kind of unit of EC2 that's been around for about 6 years. And they've started to add a lot of interesting things which allow teams to really, again, forget about the infrastructure as such and move more towards a platform. So things like CloudFormation, which allow you to define a set of services and to repeatedly and reliably bring those services up whenever you want it to. Using auto-scaling for EC2, which means that you can have a set of web servers, for example, and once those web servers start to reach capacity, you just add a new one automatically. So again, this relies on you having an automated way to rebuild your environment. But it does mean that if you suddenly get a peak, that you can add more web servers automatically without anyone getting involved. And then from there, they've really started to build also true platform as a service services, if that makes sense. They've got Elastic Beanstalk. So if you're running Python, PHP, .NET, or Java with Tomcat, you can use Elastic Beanstalk. You just build your application, you put it into Git, you tell Elastic Beanstalk where your Git repository is, and it starts running. And that's a service which they offer basically for free. They pay for the infrastructure for the EC2 instances, but everything else is just an added extra that you get for free. So these are areas which we're kind of in the moment of investigating, I guess. We're looking at those as something which we'll do in the future. Auto-scaling actually was just turned on for one of our sites in the last couple of weeks. But the other two we're kind of in investigation stages of at the moment. And there's various other kind of tools. I would run far over my 15 minutes if I went through every single tool. You can do caching, which is compatible with Memcache. You can do a full text search, which is using the same engine as Amazon's A9. And DynamoDB, which is a really nice NoSQL data store, which actually runs on solid state drives and is super, super fast. We're not using any of these at the moment. We're definitely going to use Elasticache, and I'm happy with that because it just looks like Memcache. Then you can move somewhere else and use the same code. These two I'm a little more cautious on, and the reason for that is I guess you end up with the potential of vendor lock-in. If you're using an API such as Cloud Search, which only exists in AWS, you're locking yourself into AWS. So that's a potential area to be cautious of, I think, when you're looking at these kinds of services. And I think right on about 15 minutes, that's about it. The thing I'd like to mention is we have an AWS user group. It's on Facebook, and you can find the address there. How's that for timing? And we have a meetup this Saturday, actually, at 10 o'clock over at iTrain. I think we're going with the Python group. We've got a guy called Joe Ziegler coming along, who is Amazon's AWS evangelist for the region. He's a fantastic speaker, just come back from Bangalore where he was at the AWS Summit. He's much better at speaking than I am, so I would suggest going down there and hearing from him if you want to find out more about AWS. Alternatively, grab me. I think at the beginning I had my Twitter thing, possibly. Yeah, there you go. You can tweet me or andy@iproperty.com, or just come and grab me after. Whatever. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah. So the format for I keep forgetting webcam format. We let all the speakers say their piece, and then we have like a Conan O'Brien kind of like talk show thing where you can talk for and I make fun of all the speakers. Give it up for Andy Kiao. And our next speaker is a good friend. You may have seen him in some news. Where is he? Wearing a very t-shirt. I'm sure he's around. Please give it up for James Koo, founder and CEO of Security. Empire by day, CEO by night, or something like that.
These are actually part-time How does this work?
Forward, back, laser. Use the laser sparingly.
Put it back then. Hi, good night, everyone.
Good night. I want to be such a part.
My name is James. I started my company called Securement 2 years ago. Just to share you the story why I started with my company, and most importantly, my company is very lucky to born in the best staff individuals, and then have a chance to go to Silicon Valley for 9 years. There's a couple of lessons I learned from Silicon Valley where I'd like to share with you that if I have given a chance to restart my company, this is a mistake I try to avoid. A few years ago, my younger sister, Yan, who still studying in Australia at the time, she had a minor car accident where the car hit a tree and then she went unconscious. For about half an hour, someone passes by and then bring her to a hospital. Because of the reason, we lost contact with my sister for almost 3 days. Calling the university, calling the friend, nobody knows where she is. And the image of no knowing the feeling of no knowing where to a loved one is very scary. So with that, it's always in my mind that better to search for a solution. That I want a solution that in case of anything happen to your loved one, we want to know it, and if possible, we want to save it. So this is why I started my company called Securement. And I started in January 2011, the time where given a support with my wife, and I said, go ahead and do it. The moment I submit my letters, I found that my wife is pregnant. Talking about time to pass up. So I spent a fair bit of time, 6 months, just to R&D the process and everything. Throughout the years, Security is very luckily we have won a couple of international awards. We are the top 5 finalists of Harrison Education Award, where we allow users to trigger modules easily from the watch itself without even picking our phones. And we also feature in the VentureBeat Kingmaker Award. As our service will auto-notify your loved one whenever they are in danger, even without the user interventions. I'm not going to talk a lot about how our service works. If you want to find out, just go to our website, icc.com. And last year, how many people know Star Malaysia? If you don't, very bad PR, isn't it? So in the last year, there's some Malaysia sponsored by MDAD. They're bringing a couple of batch of synchron icon to Malaysia. And this is a one whole year program where they shortlisted a top 100 companies to pitch, to continue have 1 year mentoring and pitch, and to do a prototype, to validate the go-to-market plan. And this year in April, they selected a top 5 companies to go to Silicon Valley for a month. So we are lucky enough to be there. This is our roadmap. And we are lucky enough to be one of the top 4 companies to be in the Silicon Valley. This is me, Aijin from PeopleChat. Anyone know that? It's very, Asa is doing pretty well. Fast from Vouchers and Brian Gunn from Fantos. Selected to be in Silicon Valley. So this one whole month program is organized by Doodle, where we spend 2 weeks in Stanford University talking to the entrepreneurs and have a lot of membership as well. And every day we're going to visit a startup, we're going to visit Facebook, Google's, couple, you name it, and a couple of stuff as well. And throughout that, I found out that the culture of people there is so fantastic. They're so willing to share you the secret sauce. And before I even go there, right, I just write an email, hey, I will be there, I will be in Silicon Valley for this time, can I meet up for half an hour for a coffee shop and everything? And most likely, surprisingly, they're willing to do that, even there is a multi-million CEO. So I meet up my competitors. Life360 is one of my biggest competitors in the US. They have close to 20 million users, and they just okay for me to chit chat and point me the way, hey, what have you done wrong and everything. This is so amazing. And so what I want to share is all this learning, right? I found there's 3 important lessons I learned. That if I given a chance to restart my company, this is the 3 lessons 3 errors that I will try to avoid. Number 1, getting a co-founder. This is so important. When I started my company, I don't know whether it's my luck or anything. I can't get a single co-founder at all. So imagine that you're just doing coding, you're doing your iPhone, you're doing your Android, all by yourself, and now you don't know what. Sometimes you just don't know what is the possible next step, because there's no one to actually say, hey, we should go here, we should go there, and there's no one there to actually give you a feedback whether you do it right or wrong. So for the first year, pretty much I'm alone. And because I have won a couple of the competitions, all my focus is how do I make the features more cool rather than go and study what the real customer wants. This is the one biggest mistake I have. Winning competition is one thing where you can get your exposure of the product, but it could be another thing that you are too focused on to participate all the competition within your time, and you may deliver the features that nobody use it. I have these cool features that you can tell me where the moment you step out your house, a voice will say, hey, where are you going? So let me know everything. I spent 2 months of effort doing that, and then after that, nobody use it. I'm thinking of, hey, if a girl going to walking in a dark alley, and then isn't it cool that if users can simply just shake the phone, and then there's alarm, there's video, auto taking what's going on and everything. I spent about 2 months of research and everything, and surprisingly, only I'm the one doing it. those so getting a co-founder is very important, but at the same time, don't get it too soon, because what I found that a lot of time, especially when I won the first competition, there is a lot of people approaching me, hey, I want to be a co-founder, the product is great and everything. Wow. The time when I'm desperate for people to help me out, the time I'm easily come, but later stage, by the way, I already have a divorce of 3 co-founder already. And the common mistake of the common things I found is this co-founder will not commit 100% on your venture. So rule number 1, if you find someone that cannot commit 100%, that believe your vision, don't get it. My first co-founder, before even it started, he said, hey, give me 50% of your equity share, and this is what I'm going to do for you. The second co-founder, who is well known, know a lot of CSO, CC people, top level company people, say, hey, I can bring you to BFM to be interviewed by Feda Liu. Wow.
It's not that bad.
And later I found it's so easy, I just drop the email to BFM, and then I got the interview.
But it wasn't you, right?
But,
I asked
so,
for too much.
Oh.
so yeah, getting a co-founder is very easy, but getting one is very important, but be careful. Just like finding your girlfriend, finding boyfriend, be selective, and because you have to be work together with your co-founder to build a company for the next 2 or 3 years time. Right? This is the biggest mistake I have made. So I will not make the same mistake again.
All time to charm.
Lesson 2. This is again a wake-up call when we do visit Udemy. Anyone know what is Udemy doing right? They offer a free online course.
Yeah.
So they do have one marketing team about 4 to 5 people, just to understand where the customer come from. And they have such an intensive engine inbuilt house, inbuilt by themselves. They know that if you visit the website and we revisit the website 3 days later, most likely you will be buying some, you'll be converted to a paying customers. And they have all this built in by themselves, and they just show us all the secret sauce. They know that which Facebook post that with the pictures and everything, how the customer come to that, and whether if you have a online video courses which feature in TechCrunch, how many of the visitors come from TechCrunch and everything. And I'm so glad, but compare that to, I'm so ashamed, at the same time. When I first built my customer only had 5 things: the name, the password, all is hashed by the way. And where they come from, that's it. But compared to them, they understand the customer more. And why it's so important? Because during the startup, it's so important that you get revenue. And you want to convert every possible channel to go to that who visited your website. You want to convert them to your paying customers. And if I had the chance to raise up my company again, I will definitely spend some time to build a team build or engine that will understand the customer a bit more better. And thirdly, this is Chip Ling. He's the owner of a franchise of a hotel in Silicon Valley and in San Francisco. At the peak of his career in the year 2008, all of a sudden, during a business presentation, all of a sudden, his heartbeat stopped already for quite some time. During the same year, one of his best friends suicide, and followed by a series of bad events that resulted him to search, hey, what's the meaning of their life and everything. So later, about year 2011, he came out a book called Emotion Equation, which is one of the best selling books in Amazon as well. So throughout that, he shared one of the important lessons to me. What is the secret formula of happiness? Anyone want to know?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, the secret of happiness is, get this, wanting what you have divided by having what you want. You get it? Wanting what you have divided by having what you want. So the meaning is that all the while during my journey as a startup founder, most of the time I'm not happy at all. I constantly worry about my finance. I constantly there's a lot of pressure for my family and everything. So all the way I thought, right, in order to be happy, I had to make sure my company is success. But this is so wrong already. The real formula is to be you need to be happy before you can be success. And to success, just to appreciate what you have. You have a family, you have a daughter to smile, once you have that energy pump into you already, it's so important that can make your life so easy to go carry on, right? Any things that so this is one of the very important lessons that I learned. Throughout the past 2 years, I'm not so happy that now I know why my company is not doing so well. But it's a totally wake up call for me. I need to be happy first before securing the success. And
Give it up for James. It will not be the last time you see him at Webcam because we're definitely following his career and his startup, and we hope to keep track of as many pivots as he needs to get this off the ground. Our next speaker is also a very regular webcamper, semi-famous among certain circles. Finally managed to squeeze a talk out of him out of the blue. Please give it up for Mr. Ng Swimming.
Sumay, I like what you did with your eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So today the talk is about George. Just kidding. Okay, two problems. One, I forget what I'm supposed to say. And number two, okay. So again on app, my side project is with Snap Project. Snap Project. So this is just, I think we just reached 1 year old last year, last month. And we totally forget what we done. We spent so much time coding. So next. What do you press next?
There you go. You can relax.
Yep. All right. Who am I? I'm software developer at KL. I'm a code monkey in Singapore project. Yeah. Yeah.
Go to sleep.
I like to play the code. I'm monkeying around. So who is Singapore project? Okay, Singapore project is essentially me and my friends. A few of us, currently 3 core members plus a few more that help us in between. We are open. We actually an open government program. What we do is we attempt to use technology to actually help our government. Put it this way, currently we are talking about open data, we're talking about open government, government transparency, etc. We have been following. So essentially, technology bringing information to the people, make people know how the system works. With help of technology, data, information, we actually get people to actually start get interest, and in between, we hope to build tools to actually get people involved with this system. Talk to your MPs, etc. We are still new, 3 of us plus that, but we're going to that. We are reaching that. And I don't need this stuff though. Sorry.
Yeah, just be
okay.
yourself.
So, sorry, I go. Yep. So why? So here's what happened. In Malaysia, we got people that think government is dirty. We don't vote because we realize.
No.
Yeah. So.
Malaysia boleh.
Go back to that.
See on his face afterwards.
Yeah. So we also realize that we know information, we can know how the system works. We also know the utility of open data. Put it this way, we got Open Data San Francisco. Those guys do amazing stuff. Fix your street by society in UK. We got a lot of case studies. Just why open data is good for us. We don't have that.
Sunlight Foundation.
Sunlight, thank you very much. So we want that, except with this little issue. These guys down here do not have an open data policy. So no API, no company's information occurs. So we decide to do something about it. There's a few of us to do that. First, we can go to them to ask for it. Bureaucratic process. 3 of us, a lot of work. So instead, we start here. Okay, so we rely on this. We try search for search for API. We use scraping, use crowdsourcing, among other things. So API, this okay. Malaysian government do not have API. On the other hand, these guys does. They got very good data, very general. Unfortunately, you may not get anything. You can get quite a lot. So, but this is the best API I can find. Of course, there are other. Sorry, thank you. So of course they have other APIs. Map is is a semi-good one. The thing about map is that we do not have boundary information. We have map information or place information, but we do not have actually have the boundary for districts, states, etc. FYI, that is actually under Official Secrets Act. Welcome to Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Of course, there's other effort.
One Malaysia.
So we have Twitter, but and stuff that people attempt to publish information out. There's this little issue. It's free text. Free text hard to parse. We tried, it drives us nuts. Good example, can traffic updates. Then you understand what I mean. Next. So because the government don't have API, we rely on scraping. Good news. There is a few government websites that actually have information, not data, information. Malaysian Parliament have basic MP information. The Ministry of Health have a database for medical device, poisons, medical price. The NG Chamber's Office actually have log cases, some of the cases, because not every case are going through Attorney General. This only some of it. Statistics Office, believe it or not, have processed information, not enough detail. And the worst part is either in Excel or PDF. Nice there. So we write a scraper. Now, who doesn't know what is scraper here? Okay, keep it short. It's a small program that reads website, processes HTML, content to data. This is one of our first scraper, Malaysian MP profile, because we are doing